New York is the city that never sleeps, and neither does Sal Licata. From Flushing in the Bronx to the Meadowlands in MSG, Sal sounds off on the biggest sports news of the day. Welcome to WFAN Daily with Sal Licata.
It is, as we record this live here, it is 9:27, at least on my hot clock right here. Yeah, 9:27. And I'm waiting for the Yankees to start, watching a little bit of the pregame show. Yankees look loaded as usual. Be a big bounce back time for Cortez here. The pitching matchup not favorable for the Yankees. We'll see what they can do. Have the Knicks on, who are down 10 right now, start of the fourth quarter with the Miami Heat. You got to give the Knicks credit. They were down big in this game, fighting back, even getting it to 10. And as we watch, they're trying to cut it even closer here, but whatever. Heat probably win the game. Still, Knicks have done a good job. It's not going to be reacting to them every single night. Win or lose here, screw the Heat culture. The Heat, I just saw the court. Heat culture, get out of here. I hate the Miami Heat. Matter of fact, I want the Heat in the postseason. Anyway, we'll do more Knicks, a lot more Knicks as we get into the postseason. But the Knicks got to get back healthy. It's the same old story. Brunson could only take them so far. These guys right now, they're fighting hard. You give them credit, but ultimately, to get to the Eastern Conference Final or win a championship, they're going to have to get those guys back, Anunoby and Randall, and, see how the matchups go. All right. So it's 9:28 as I just rambled for a minute. By the way, download, rate, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. We appreciate it. And hit us up, WFANdaily@gmail.com. We'll answer your questions and comments on an upcoming mailbag episode. Matter of fact, we might do that one tomorrow night. So 9:28 now. And the Mets just postponed their game about 5 minutes or so ago, maybe a little bit longer. Within the last 10 minutes, the Mets made the official announcement to postpone the game. Now, I'm not one of these guys who's going to go nuts about that, even though I empathize with the fans. I've been there before. You're going to a game, you're all excited about it. It sucks that it's raining to begin with. But the reports coming from people who don't really know, but are, in the know a little bit, whether it's whoever, Anthony DeComo, whoever it may be. I happen to see his tweet. That's why I reference him, saying the Mets expect to have a window of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And that's how they want to play the game. So then they're going to drag it out. And then the game, of course, is delayed at the start. And the window from 7 to 9 p.m. closes clearly. And they think it's going to maybe be pushed back a little bit. 2.5 hour delay or over 2 hours. I mean, come on. Where we all knew even yesterday that in all likelihood, this game was not going to be played. I'm not trying to pick on the Mets for something that doesn't need to be picked on here. Again, there's nothing you could do about weather. They're not going to build a dome. That's the one thing you can do about it. Steve Cohen has already addressed that. And by the way, nor do I want him to build a dome. Baseball inside sucks. So now, does baseball rain out suck? Yes, but still. I don't want a dome. I don't like the look of it. I don't like the feel of it. We'll deal with the rainouts. It's just part of it. Unfortunately, it's part of it for April. But the thing that's unnecessary is just dragging it out. Like, just postpone the game from the get-go. You could have done that at 4 or 5 o'clock. Nobody today that was outside, period, in Queens or Long Island or whatever, thought that the game was going to be played. And again, that goes back to yesterday. I'm no weather expert. Neither are the people that I talked to. But they all seem to think that this game was going to be postponed. And yet it took the Mets till almost 9:30 at night to postpone the game. And, the free tickets, okay, that's great. But it's not enough when you inconvenience people out there for hours and then don't have baseball, which ultimately stinks. Although in this particular case, maybe it's not the worst thing to give the Mets a little bit of a breather here before they take on the Tigers. Now the game gets postponed until Thursday. So the Mets will play Wednesday evening, Thursday afternoon, and then hit the road for Cincinnati. So and then they got the Braves coming. I guess the big question is, and of course this clinches that the Mets won't have a win by the time BT, my partner on the midday show, comes back to work. He's been off the last couple of days, spending time with family for the Easter holiday. Coming back tomorrow as we record this live here on Tuesday night, and the Mets won't have a win on the board through the first week of the season. Meanwhile, the Yankees, if they win tonight, obviously have not lost a game. That's going to be fitting. It's typical luck for me. Then I'm going to have to deal with BT and his BS tomorrow with the Yankees undefeated in all likelihood after winning another one tonight. Knock on wood. And, the Mets not having a win. But, the Yankees have been a lot of fun to watch. The Mets have been quite the opposite. We told you yesterday, and again today on the midday show, the least fun thing to watch in sports is no offense. So at least the Knicks, even when they lose, and again, battling tonight, still down 10 here with 8 minutes to go or 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. At least the Knicks score a bunch of points. In a tough loss, they're scoring points. It's exciting watching back and forth. Jets Giants did not do that, and the Mets do not do that. It's not fun to watch. As a matter of fact, it's infuriating. Not only is it not fun, it's infuriating. So, do I really miss the Mets tonight? Mets Tigers? I don't. I mean, I'd rather have baseball to react to, but the way the Mets are going right now, you're not going to miss it. And I'll tell you the even more frustrating thing than not scoring runs is the fact that they start in an 0-4 hole. And the goal is always, get to 500, be at 500, and then slowly start to climb. 5 over, 10 over, 15 over. Those are the signs of a good team. We knew the Mets weren't going to get to 5 over or 10 over, certainly 15 over this year. That's where the Yankees are going to be headed. In chunks, you win series, and before you know it, you start to become, 10 games, 20 games over 500. When you dig a hole like the Mets have dug the first 4 games of the season, it'll be a week at best before they're out of it. And that's why I said after the opening day loss, I don't think they're going to see 500 again. And at 0-4, how are the Mets going to see 500 again? Even best case scenario, they beat the Tigers the next 2 and take that series 2-4 going into Cincinnati and Atlanta. Doesn't look good for the Mets early on, to a point where, and I keep talking about the core, I'm not going to do that again here. I did it for 4 hours today. We did a little bit last night, but to a point where the main storylines here for the Mets are going to become about everything other than the team on the field. And tonight, again, it's about anything other than the team on the field. As the team doesn't even take the field, they get rained out or postponed with a rain out after a couple of hours. Just an awful. Think about this. You had opening day rained out. You had opening day, the Mets were 1 hit and lost. The McNeil Hoskins stuff, the Mets lose again. The Mets get swept. Starting pitching no good. They throw behind a guy. They can't even retaliate right. They throw behind Hoskins. They get relief pitcher suspended. Their manager suspended. Manager holds more suspensions right now. He's served more suspension games than he has wins under his belt. 1 suspension, 0 wins for Carlos Mendoza. And then again tonight, first homestand of the year, 2 rainouts, no wins. Tally it up. What does the data and analytics say for that? Mets first homestand of the year, 2 rainouts, 1 suspension for the manager, 3-game suspension for the relief pitcher. I guess it was narrowed down to 2, but still, and 0 wins. I am looking forward to, although it's a late game tonight, I am looking forward to Bogdanovich. He stinks. I am looking forward to, I told you that trade was going to be bad. Burks, Bogdanovich just wasn't enough for the Knicks. That'll come back to haunt them come postseason time when you wish you had a little bit more. I'm going to switch back to the Yankees now as I look forward to that. I'm excited to watch the Yankees. I know it's late night West Coast. What I'll say for the Yankee fans is that it was always, really it pertains to any fan, but the Yankee fan in particular right now, it was always fun to me, like especially now. Wife's asleep. Everybody in the house is down for the night, and it's just you and your team. I loved that as a kid. I loved the West Coast trips. For me, it was watching the Mets take on the Dodgers or the Padres or the Giants, and it's a bonding experience with your team. I know it sounds crazy. For me, it's always felt like that, a bonding experience, because it's just you, the broadcasters, the ball club. That's it. It feels like a more close-knit environment, and that's what you have with the Yankees right out of the gate here with a few games in Arizona. Not the true West Coast trip, where the Yankees take on the Angels or the A's or the Mariners. That's where you get the real feel for that. But still, with the Diamondbacks 9:40 start, especially with the Yankees are red hot right now, you'd be a little sleepy-eyed when you get to work tomorrow morning after watching the Yankees hopefully rake tonight with Soto and Volpe and everybody else. Maybe Judge gets going here, but looking forward to it. Look, the Yankees right now are must-watch. I mean, that's it. They have become must-watch TV. I don't care what time they start. You have to watch Soto's at-bats. The Yankees make it feel in the first week of April, even though they've had great success before starting seasons, and look, at times they have a slow start, whatever. What does it really mean? Ultimately, nothing. That's why this is different to me. It's not just about the record. They're making this feel the first week in April, the first week of their season. They, with their passion, with their energy, with their fight, with their grit, they're making it feel like postseason. They're making it feel like it means more right now. And obviously, every game counts the same 1 of 162, 2 of 160. They all count the same, but the Yankees are making it feel like it matters even more, and that's a credit to them. The Soto effect is real. You could feel it with him battling every at-bat, making other guys better, as Waldo Cabrera, whoever it may be in that lineup, feeding off of the energy that Juan Soto has provided and the passion. The dude is treating it like it's the World Series, pumped up and fist pumps and chest pounding and hopping in the outfield, high-fiving with the rest of those dogs in the outfield. Sports are about competition, and we as fans live for that competition. Too many times in the current day stuff with the current athletes, the competition just isn't real. They're getting paid. They go out there. They dribble the ball up and down the floor. They go out there. They throw the ball. They swing the bat, and they just go through the motions of playing the game. The Yankees, and Soto specifically, are playing at a very competitive, a highly competitive level, and bringing that passion and energy that we can feed off of as fans. It makes it feel great to watch that energy. That's what you want to see. The Mets going through the motions, that's not what you want to see. And tonight, we didn't get a chance to see that. All right, that does it for this edition of WFAN Daily. Remember, download, rate, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Hit us up on the email, WFANdaily at gmail.com. We'll answer your questions, comments on an upcoming mailbag episode. Enjoy the Yanks tonight. Mets, enjoy the night off. Maybe they rebound and start a new season tomorrow night. And we'll see you tomorrow with BT returning for the midday show. Stay tuned for that. Could be some fireworks tomorrow. I don't know how he's coming in. Coming in hot, fresh off a couple of days. Going to talk some smack. We'll see. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching.